Hi, this is Juliet Loves Beginning with a message called Everything Begins to Look Perfect. We invite you to make one distinction in feeling today. Notice the effortlessness versus the effortful when it comes to action. You are starting to understand the difference between ego's idea of agency and the flow that is always waiting for you underneath that. When you let go of the idea of agency, you can relax directly into the flow. There are certain actions that seem automatic and easy for you that you may judge negatively. You may call these bad habits, and you may feel tempted to use effort in order to change these habits. The most important habit to change, however, is the habit of thought. All the other habits will fade into nothingness when you allow thought to change, when you allow yourself to fall completely into the flow. Falling completely into the flow is falling in love. You don't fall in love with a person. That's where you get confused. You begin to see the light all are in one person, and you begin to fall into flow, but then you place the importance on the person instead of the flow. Stay in the flow, thank the one who helped you enter it, and allow all persons to go on their way without resistance. If you place importance on the body of the person who seemed to get you into the flow, you will leave the flow. Stay in the flow and recognize that the forms, the bodies, and the persons have zero importance. What the flow shows you, the true being of all, has all the importance. Fix your gaze where it is important, and you stay in love always and in all ways. Ego tells you to change actions. Ego tells you to suppress actions, to replace certain actions with new and better actions. If you focus upon actions, you will stay out of love. Labeling and judging actions is what keeps you out of the flow of love. Giving up those judgments places you back in the flow, where you are carried, where you belong. In the flow, you may notice you seem to be led toward certain actions and away from others, but analysis is not present. Trust is. As you trust yourself in being led, you begin to trust all others in the same way, and everything begins to look perfect. When ego is making a value judgment, it is always an impossible value judgment, because your value and the equal value of all is already assured. This renders any judgment of form meaningless. Fix your gaze on what is most important, and you don't have to look to form to mean anything at all. You can allow yourself to be guided very easily through form, however, and you can allow yourself to see how the same guidance is available to all. This is how you heal the world, by being willing to see through it to what is real. When you learn to recognize what the ego tells you as impossibilities, you will open up to inspiration. You don't have to decide anything from the perspective of an ego, but whatever comes is good and helpful, and there is always a reason to feel joy. We are pleased to welcome you to the lightness of not deciding, the lightness of knowing all is provided for you, the lightness and peace of knowing that guidance is always there for you and all. Now that you can see your true dwelling place in this light, you can see it in all and share it with all. Thanks for listening.